Taxon and me driving, so there's 2 players of each team participating in each race. The teams consist of 4 players, but only 2 are driving at the same time. So it's gonna be Taxon and me driving.
Moin.
Moin. So we're gonna kick it off here. This is the map. For those who watched the stream yesterday, I did practice. We're gonna play 24 laps. And depending on your position, you will be granted points. Oh, and I should maybe switch to the game.
But yeah, only goal for tonight, don't crash as the very first guy. I'm not gonna be pissed if I crash, but I am gonna be pissed if I crash as first.
Well, my goal is gonna be to not crash at all. So let's see if that's gonna work out.
It's always the thing that it's really difficult to.
Is it normal that my
save
game
up.
is like laggy, or?
I mean, mine doesn't lag.
Okay, cool story, Bob.
Well, it's Trackmania, it's Mania Planet, but would be better if it wouldn't lag.
Oh, interesting. The chat.
Gonna
will
restart
disable
my
it.
game. Taxon is German. Yes, we're all German. This is a full Deutschlando team. Yo, Vonera, welcome, welcome.
That was useful.
Yeah, we told them that you need a little bit more.
They will start in 2 laps. I hope it's fine then, riolu.
I'm joining. Should be good. Can you answer what is this icon Brudi? Brudi is what you say in German to brother. Bratan, basically. If that makes any sense for you, Sozi. I can drive, okay.
They already changed the password.
I can drive. I need warm up.
Da hast du.
Rip.
Gonna force
Can
him.
I, like, drive?
Who's specking you, by the way?
I mean,
Any
I'm
of
not
you?
specking, so.
I am.
Can you hear the engine?
I have sound off. Why?
That's for your own good. I've got the cancer engine again.
Yeah, it's just squeaking.
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
Oh god. Yeah, have fun with that.
I would like to drive. Give warm up.
Have you tried the password, the quali password?
Yeah, I'm as a player. I joined as a player. Someone took my spot, yo.
Okay. I was about to say orange and brown, Lars.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe we could tell him that I'm the brown one.
Well, I am a spectator on the server.
Me too.
Okay, I can drive.
I no slide onto this platform.
Well, I slide. I'm slower. Rip.
Okay, I'm third.
Is it live, by the way?
No, no, no.
Oh,
It's not live. It's 1 round warm up.
was it you?
So just as information, there will be 6 teams now playing in the Premier League race. We have 80 racing here, the Uber Boys, Hyperion, New Dawn and Hype Boys together with us. Each team has 2 players driving, so 12 players in total.
Okay,
Racing
we
24
go.
laps. And there we go.
Alright, good luck.
Good luck, have fun.
Luck.
Get ready to race. Okay.
Stop.
Who's behind me? I'm not last.
That's
New
return
Dawn,
ticket.
no turn ticket.
Okay.
But still close. A lot of people fighting here. No one crashed yet.
So that means Not is not playing. For New Dawn.
Who?
Oh, there was a touch.
Azure,
Yes,
I think.
Suiram
Yes.
touched.
We are third at the moment, really. That's close pack.
How far behind am I?
1 second behind first and second, but they are driving well. Quentin and Miebe.
You're together with Shadow, and behind you it's still also very close with Andre Fry and the boss. Then there is a gap to Lokring. of a half second. So top 10 are still within 3 seconds. Oh, Taxon, you are 11th again. That guy had low speed. Oh, he crashed. He crashed. So you have a good gap now of like 3 seconds in front of him.
Yep. A lot of close fights are crystallizing here right now. Actually, there are 4 two-man groups that are very close to each other.
Yeah, I see.
You just equate your local riolu.
Of course.
So these battles are like the most interesting right now between place 3 and 4. Riolu Shadow, and behind them there is a battle between the boss and Andre Frey. They are 8/10 behind, or like a second behind you.
Taxon, no return ticket, fell down way more. He's now 11 seconds behind you. You are almost close to Hot Dog. Just keep this up.
Will do.
Why am I not driving? There are 4 people in the team and only 2 are allowed to drive. We will switch around in the group stage, I guess. So each of us will drive a few races.
And on this weekend, Maris and I didn't have as much time
Yep.
for other stuff to do.
So on the front we have Mebe over the whole race, and Quentin is still right behind him. It's just 3/10, but 3/10 looks so much on this track. Like it's impossible for Quentin to get these 3/10s and catch up.
And it's been like this for over 6 laps, I think.
Yeah. It's always the same distance between these two guys. And then there's a 2 seconds gap down to Riolu and Shadow
Which is also a 3/10 battle.
at the moment, yes.
And then there's a 2/10 battle between Boss and Fry. Which are around 1.5 seconds behind Riolu and Shadow.
Jesus Christ, I got joined like.
Yeah, he directly got kicked.
Was it black there?
Yep. Speaking Black Dark. Surivam is also not really gaining time on Lokring,
Yeah, that's
but he
interesting.
would be a little bit stronger after his little touch.
There's also a fight between Hotdog and Sneaky for 9th place.
Yeah, and they're both like 1 or 1.5 seconds in front of taxon. It's definitely still
There's a
close for
mistake
that
by
one.
Sneaky. You will get closer to Sneaky.
Yeah.
He's right in front of you now, taxon.
Alright.
You're beside him.
Nice. Yeah, just keep this consistency up.
Yup.
They are doing mistakes.
Suiram still with a good gap to Lokring. Interesting.
Very close between Fry and the boss at the moment.
You got a good gap, Riolu, to Shadow. It's 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah, he just lost something and Fry also just lost something. Now it's a battle between the boss and Shadow.
Exactly.
Got around 1.5 seconds on him.
Very unlucky, well, you can't really say mistake for Frey.
Yeah,
He
it
got
felt
an-
like a Runstein bug that
Yeah.
he just got an auto drift.
He got an auto drift where he wanted to drive no slide.
Taxon Sneaky fell down even further. He's 2 seconds behind you now.
So in the top, Mebe got a good lead now.
I was just about to say that. Sorry. I just clicked on him.
Yeah, he's 1 second ahead of Quentin now. Quentin is 2 seconds ahead of Riolu.
If any of them crash, Riolu gets them.
There was a wall touch.
Yeah, but you're still 2 seconds in front of Sneaky.
Currently we have 5
That's
different
actually-
teams in the first 5 positions. And the 6th place goes also to the team of the 5th place. So the points will be very equally distributed between all the teams, except AD. They will
yeah,
lose some
true.
points.
Shadow
Yeah,
fell back.
that's the reason what I wanted to say. Shadow made a huge mistake. He's 8.2 seconds behind. Fell down to 8th. Now he overtook Lokring, and Suyam is also in front of Lokring now. So there was a change in places between Suyam and Lokring, and Shadow is battling with those two guys now. So riolu, you drive pretty alone now. There is a 3 seconds gap to the next player behind, 5 laps remaining.
Yep.
Oh, and the boss lost some time. So it's more than 3 seconds now, 3.5.
I'm basically just waiting for a mistake at the top.
Yeah,
I'm driving here, waiting
Same
for
back
mistakes
here.
to happen.
I'm alone as well.
yeah, not completely alone yet. Sneaky is 1.2 seconds behind you. Or 1 second behind you, but it's just 5 laps remaining from now on. So... And he doesn't have a good drift. Oh, that he lost some time here. So you will extend the lead a bit on
Yeah,
him.
he's doing mistakes. But it would be difficult to catch.
Last place driver is very far behind. But let's have the eyes on Shadow. Oh, Shadow did another mistake. What a bad race for him, actually. He's far behind Lokring. He even is just barely in front of Hotdog.
Yeah, and he just used to be behind him. Hotdog also made a mistake.
Another mistake by Shadow. Wow. But he could recover from it.
Now Sneaky's slightly in front of you, taxon. Half a second.
So, are there other close fights? Andre Frey, the boss, is 3/10. Suiram, Lokring are inside each other, battling for 6th. Suiram with a little problem.
Taxon you can risk now.
You can't lose position. The next guy is very far behind. So what happens at the top? 1.3 seconds between Mebe and Quentin. 1.2.
Suiram fell behind Lokring again. It's very close.
Yeah, I had this battle. I'm currently
That's
recording. I put that on YouTube after all the 3 matches are over.
I just got a full Sparkster.
Nice.
Suiram comes closer to Lokring. And only 2 laps remaining. And they are side by side. But that's not the only battle, I think. Frey is also very close behind the boss still. And how close it is between Taxon and Sneaky. That's probably too much. It's 1.4 seconds.
Probably needs a mistake from him now.
Yep.
Suiram is extending his lead on Lokring. And the boss is doing the same on Fry.
Okay, last lap. Mebe without any mistakes. Driving very consistently and fast. Incredible performance.
Yeah.
But also Quentin, he's over 24 laps. Over 20 minutes of driving, he's just 1.5 seconds behind. That's very sick. I think both players are saving a bit now. And there we go, Mebe finishes with first place, now Quentin, next will be riolu, the boss holds 4th place against Andre Fry. Then we have Suiram, Lokring very close to Suiram, but behind. Then we have Shadow on the 8th position, right in front of Hotdog. Sneaky will finish at 10th, Taxon at 11th, and then comes No Turn Ticket, he's very far behind. Gets the last place.
No turn ticket.
No return ticket.
No return ticket. Okay, yeah, sure.
That's a good job, guys.
Yo, good job,
Ooh.
Taxon.
GG.
GG.
It was difficult. They were all driving pretty well.
So the points,
You only had one touch.
the first place gets 25 points, the second 21, then riolu gets 25, 21, riolu gets 18, then we have 16, 14, 12, 10, and then I think 9, 8, 7 and so on. The teams will be very close after this match, because it was still the case, 5 different teams on the first 5 positions. Probably the Mebe Shadow team will still lead, even though Shadow got only 8th. Then Hyperion with 5th and 6th is still okay. But yeah, the second place team had also a 12th place, third was together with 11th. So it's very close between all the teams. The boss got 4th and his teammate was 9th. Yeah, that's like equal.
By the way, hello to all of the people in the chat. To all of the people who joined. Of course, I couldn't pay attention to the chat. Because I was driving. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the race. I did my goal of 24 consistent laps without any crash. No chance to get first whatsoever. Meeb was just faster. Same for Quentin. They were consistently faster. No mistakes whatsoever. So I couldn't like catch up. But I could shake off the rest. I'm happy with completing 24 laps without any mistake. So,
And I didn't get last. Pork
Yeah.
jam. Alright, that's good.
So we're both happy, which is nice.
I'm gonna leave TeamSpeak and I'm gonna join the chat.
All right.
Bye bye.
Yo yo.
Bye.
User disconnected from your channel.
riolu, that skin is so cool. Yeah, it is. Never seen the riolu try hard this much on stream. Why? Do you really expect me to interact in the chat while driving a 24-lap endurance race? I sadly don't have 7 eyes. Not yet. Why does Krimonu get kicked when spectating? Because you're not meant to be on the server to reduce lag. If you want to spectate the matches, you should watch the streams. No, Quentin, I didn't crash. I was just a little bit slower than you. So GG, Quentin, and also Meeb. Nice race up front. I had no chance. You were faster, but I only practiced for 30 minutes, so I wasn't like super practiced. But it was enough. Alright, so next up is going to be 2 races, one of the Open League 1 and the Open League 2. We're going to see 2 different maps being played. So 2 24 laps races coming up at your screens. And I'm also going to have Marius cast with me, and Lars, if he wants to.
I was thinking about it, but I guess it would be a bit chaotic if we were streaming as 3 people.
Yeah, that's true. That is
So,
true.
I'm sure Lars has to build a map still.
Yeah, I was building actually on my second monitor for the race. But yeah, so yeah, see ya. I'm
Yo,
gonna
see ya later,
watch
man.
the stream then.
Yo.
For the other races. Bye.
Bye.
User disconnected from your channel.
Thanks, Quentin. I mean, also for the other matches, I'm not gonna practice a lot. I just want to drive, you know? Like, I'm not gonna try hard, I just want to drive and have fun, you know? Not really gonna go super try hard. But yeah, looking forward to the next race. Maybe in the finals, but in the group stage, I'm just gonna take it easy.
Yeah, in the group stage. That's the correct approach.
Alright, so Open League 1, we have 6 teams consisting of Team Q with 2 teams, so 2 times Team Q. Then we have Twister Eagles, Smurfin 1, and Team Door in the Open League 1. So players will warm themselves up on a track called Taiga by Lawrence. So as I said, this is going to be a different track. I have never seen this track before, so it's going to be very interesting to cast. But yeah, going to be a good race. Make sure to hit !SCL if you want to know more about this tournament.
It'll take some time after until the next match starts. It will be at 45.
Yes, so at 45 there's going to be the next match, so if you want to go for a quick fap or get some snacks, some drinks, whatever, then it's enough time to do so. But was there like a turn which Quentin and me did differently than me? Or did they take the same lines like me? Did you see that?
Yeah, it seemed to be the same lines.
Okay.
I didn't see anything special.
Huh. Not even no sliding the second to last turn before the uphill, the right one? Did they also slide it?
I think yes, yeah.
Okay, okay. Alright, whatever. Guess I just suck then.
Yeah. But this race already shows how the grand final might look like. It's incredibly close between all the players.
Uh-huh.
In such a long race and the players were so close to each other. Back in the TFET, hosted by ET, there was a final race which had the first 17 players within 12 seconds after 24 laps.
Damn. Meeb, yeah. I was also waiting for mistakes by you guys. I was constantly checking my distance at the multi-lap transition. And I never really gained, I always lost. Always lost like a little bit of time, like a tenth or two. So that was kind of unfortunate. Yo, the boss. Welcome, welcome. Can you still sign up for SCL? I don't think so, man. I think you're too late, dude. But yeah, well played, me. Proud of you, man. Definitely showing that you practiced nicely in the last month. Is Santa real? Yes. Santa is real. Roland, I just had my match. I just drove. So, you missed it.
By the way, GG Roland for the 4th place. For reaching the finals. Oh wow, a landing bug for wind.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, you saw?
Yes.
Perfect.
Mania Planet 4, by the way.
So yeah, there will be 2 Open Leagues now, and the top 2 teams at the end of the Open League, they will qualify for the qualification for the Grand Final. And yeah, only 2 of these 6 teams can do it. It's maybe have a look who might be the favorite here.
I mean, I would definitely root for Smurf 1, because they do have fast players with, for example, Gara and Vinny. They have usually always done well in competitions like this, so I do think they're going to qualify for the finals later on. But about the other teams, it's definitely going to be interesting, because we do see some different lineups than in the last year. Because some players obviously dropped out and some didn't, some new players joined. So it's kind of a back and forth. Which means it's going to be interesting to see which team is going to be doing nice. For example, Team Q, which is consisting of a couple of Stadium players as well. So Stadium and Canyon mixed team. So that is pretty interesting. For example, Q1 with Zengel, CC, and Wind. We have CC. I'm not sure if he ever played Canyon before. He's mostly known as a Stadium player, but he's also playing for Team Q1 in the Open League 1. That is interesting. Then for Team Q we have Money, who is pretty much only playing Canyon, or used to play Canyon. Then we have Yem and Flav, 2 players I have personally not heard before, I think. So they might be coming from Stadium. So it's a pretty nice mix.
Yeah, that might be interesting. The team Door was placed 7th in the qualification, so they were very close to reach the Premier League. They have the players Coco, Yakuzi, Schnick, and Hacker. So I'm not sure if Hacker will play a lot, but earlier when he was still active and driving, he was very good in endurance races. But in the qualification he didn't set the time, it was instead Coco and Yakuzi. But they did decent times. So they might also do well here. But yeah, the main favorite also for me is the Smurfen Team 1. In the previous years, Gara always showed that he's very consistent.
Yes.
And always placed very well. But I do believe that the upper Open League is stronger with the teams.
Yo, Meep, I hope you still saw my message to you. Roland, I got third behind Meeb and Quentin. I did my goal of driving 24 laps without crashing. I'm happy. Can't complain whatsoever.
How did I manage to stay alive during today's F1 race? Yeah, it was close to a heart attack.
Yeah, same here though. Like, I almost died.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
The whole time I thought, ooh, rain, that's not good, everything can happen. And right in the moment when they said rain is decreasing, and I was like, yeah, he knows the track now, he got the lead because of the many cars that Bottas and Kimi had to overlap. Vettel got a nice lead and I thought, okay, now it's safe. And then instantly the camera went on him. Oh.
Yeah.
It was
so
the only turn where he could get a DNF out of a mistake.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Actually disgusting. I mean, you saw all of the drivers, like there were so many drivers spinning and going off track. But seeing it happen to Vettel, dude, it broke my heart, to be quite honest. I mean, of course, you can argue with Hamilton going from 14 to 1. I mean, that's a great performance. But holy shit, he would have never won if that happened. Like, fucking hell, dude. Shadow was 4th for the majority of the race, and then he started choking, I think. So I don't know where he ended up. Like, 6th, 7th, 8th?
Yeah. There were multiple mistakes later on.
Like, he was pretty much on my pace for, let's say, the first 10 laps or something. And then he kinda... OP'd out of the race.
But I know that feeling. If you make a crash, you wanna come back as early as possible, then you risk more and you instantly crash again. And you are also out of the flow and everything. It's not easy.
Exactly.
I mean, you get punished so hard in this lineup. The other drivers are just 2 or 3 tenths slower, or just 1/10. It's like impossible to catch up on such a map. If you make such a mistake, it's almost over.
But yeah, that's indeed the psychological thing behind it. Like, when you're like full focus and then all of a sudden your focus gets broken by a mistake or by whatever, then it is incredibly difficult to find back and to actually find back to your initial state. And that's probably what happened to him. Like, he just didn't find back, and then everything kind of went down the toilet.
Oof, Wind wanted to no-slide the first turn, while everyone else drifted.
Wowie. Alright, but this is not live yet, I think.
No, they did restart to get Winnie into driver mode or something like this. Jacuzzi missing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He is in.
Dojo, I wouldn't say it was team order whatsoever. Bottas was just slower. Like, you saw, he was slower, like, by a lot. After the safety car restart, Bottas immediately lost a second in the lap after that, so he was definitely on a slower pace. So I don't think there was any team order coming into play there. And yeah, Shadow, I agree. Let's just ignore the keyboard players. They're cheaters. Alright, gonna put up that good old Canyon OST here. This is my jam.
So kinda interesting, we also have the Twisted Eagles team here. And this is basically a one-man team, but this one driver is very good in entrance races with Sora. He plays Trackmania since many years. He comes from United. And it's nice to see this Twisted Eagles team, each single endurance league again and again signing up, even with 2 teams. That's actually nice to see.
Yep.
They just play for fun, mostly, but Sora is playing with them, and if he gets first places, and last year he did, then they might also qualify for the qualification finals. Because Sora is really a good player.
Indeed. And the funny thing about Zora is that he often uses custom 3D models. So today he is presenting us a blue Ferrari. I think last year he was also driving with a BMW M3 from Most Wanted, from Need for Speed Most Wanted. So he's always rocking these different car skins, which is kind of another special thing about him.
He's also known for creating skins.
Yes. So whenever you see a non-Canyon car on the track, you know who it is.
Well, I think there was also another one. CC. That's a Porsche.
Oh yeah, indeed. Okay, so there's 2 custom skins. Holy moly. That engine sound is kind of fucked up though.
Yeah, this is
That is a bit broken.
very broken.
Wow, holy shit. That is like a broken engine right there.
Not sure if it will work over all the 24 laps.
Yeah. I would be surprised if he even gets off the start line with that engine.
Might pull out Alonso there.
Indeed. Alright, so one warm-up lap, and then we go live.
So what might also be interesting is to have a look at the time in the finish after 24 laps and compare it with the other Open Leagues, compared with the Premier League. How far are these players in front or behind?
Indeed. So that's definitely something to note down for comparison's sake. But yeah, the lap is about to end. Let's see what times are going to be driven also in a single lap. Let's see. It's going to be a very interesting match.
Currently in the local records we have Coco in front of Brjims. Not easy to speak.
I think it's Shemps.
Psems?
Or Shemps. Something around that. Alright, here we go. Good luck and fun. We have the first match in the Open League 1 of the Canyon Endurance Premiership Season 4 on SCL Taiga by Lawrence. And here we go.
Wow.
We have an a late start by someone actually.
Yeah, Wolf.
Not sure who
It's
that was.
Wolf.
So we have Wolf with an early start, and we see different line choices in the very first corners already. Some players are going for the no slide, some are going for the slide. As we go into the next platform turn, Coco with a very wide approach goes for a lot of exit speed, and it does pay off. Coco for Team Door will go up to first place temporarily, but we have Wind and Pshemps and some other people still being right behind him.
I only see 11 players, so there is someone missing.
Yeah, not sure what's up with that. It is meant to be 6 teams of 2 players each, but apparently someone just decided to chicken out for whatever reason, so we're just gonna have 11 players. But that's not really gonna matter too much for the outcome of the race.
There were
Currently-
big problems for Rex. He's now 10th.
Alright, Coco will go
Ooh, wind.
for...
He turned
happened to
around
win?
at the start.
Oh. Let's have a look at that. Where's Wind? Oh yeah, he's far behind. Already 7.4 seconds behind. He must have done a line which he didn't really mean to do.
Yeah, he touched a border right before the finish and it turned him around 180 degrees.
That is unlucky. But he's actually not last because Wolf is still behind him. The player for Team Twister Eagles. Oh, Jacuzzi going very wide on the bank corner. Almost flew off. He was barely able to keep himself on the track. That could have ended a lot worse for Jacuzzi. He is now dropping down a couple of positions. Oh, Cici with a big mistake. Goes too wide and hits the barrier with the back of his car and will spin around 180 degrees. Mani will gain a position. So does Jacuzzi. Jacuzzi on 5th position now, followed by Mani just 1/10 behind as we enter lap number 3. We have Coco with a comfortable lead already, 1 second ahead. Right behind Vinny for Team Smurfin 1. He did catch up a little bit though. So Vinny, of course, being very active in Canyon, has participated in a lot of tournaments for Team Smurfin already, so he definitely knows how these things work. And he's coming a little bit closer.
So I just found out Money is the player that drives alone. His teammates are not here. And as he's only on 6th position, they will lose a lot of points with that. Because not showing up is 0 points, and even the last place driver gets more than 1 point. It's much more, actually, so they definitely lose a lot there. Will be in one of the last positions in the end of this race, unless Money can do a comeback and win in the end. He's not too far behind yet.
The battle for first place, however, is still pretty hot. We have Coco, Vinny, Shamps, and Sora. Actually not too far behind either. So this is definitely not decided yet. We are in lap 4. Oh, and as I talk about it, Shamps actually made a mistake. The transition onto the platform went completely badly for him. So he will drop down plenty of positions here. Drops down to 6th place. Ends up with a very low amount of speed. So Shamps going from 2nd/3rd place down to 6th place. That is very bad. That will hurt quite a lot, but it's not over yet. As I said, this is lap 4 and Money is not too far ahead. It's only 1 second, so one mistake
Jacuzzi
can turn it around. And as I say that, we have Jacuzzi making a humongous mistake there as well on the straight part. That is the part where you really don't want to crash or lose speed. So Jacuzzi will drop down a couple of positions as well.
Oh, it's just 1 position, but he's just barely in front of Shams. It was kind of close to Sora.
Still doing good. So are the others. So everybody is on his own kind of pace right now.
The closest fight is probably the fight for first. Only 4/10 between Coco and Vinny. Now it's closer.
Oh yeah, indeed. Let's have a look at the battle for first place. It is 3,200 at the checkpoint between Coco and Vinny. Coco for Team Door, Vinny for Team Smurf. Coco is now slowly but surely extending his lead. Went up to 4,200s now as we enter lap number 6 out of 24.
I have it on camera, but Wolf just did a nice 360 stunt and could continue driving.
Oh, but here we see very different line choices. Vinny goes for a very tight line around the 180 corner, and that is definitely not how you want to do it, because you want to go for speed, and going tight definitely does not give you the speed you need. So Vinny will drop down a little bit of time compared to Coco, who goes for a wide approach. Gets much more speed out of that slide, and as you can see, the difference is now a second. So Vinny has lost a lot of time with that line choice. Do we have any other fights here right now? Sora is already 2 seconds behind.
Wind and React are very close.
Oh, indeed. The fight for position number 7. Wind for Team M&M. Oh, he goes a bit too wide there. Dropping onto the platform, goes too wide and will hit the wall as a result. So he will lose some time to React, who is Vinny's teammate in this race.
Oh, money! He turned around. But could have gone much worse than that.
Also, CC going for the overtake on Wind. Wind actually stumbling over the rocks a little bit. So CC will capitalize on that and will take over 8th position temporarily. The guy in the Porsche taking over 8th place. But also Money is not too far ahead after his mistake. So now the pack is coming a little closer now with React, CC, Money and Wind. That is definitely something we have to take a look on. CC now also going for the overtake on Money. Damn.
Yeah, and Irex is also not that far behind Wind and this whole group.
Oh, some different line choices here. The fight for 7th place is very hot and spicy right now. CC going for a very wide approach here, but it does pay off. He gets more speed out of this, so the difference will remain about the same here entering lap number 8. CC keeping himself in front of Money right now. But Money is coming closer again, both going for the inside approach here. As we saw in the previous lap, this is definitely not the fastest approach. But since both players are going for the same, it doesn't really matter. And Money is coming closer and closer. Goes for the inside line and the drift. Gets a better exit and he will overtake CC. But this is still very close here. Both are coming a little bit closer to React, who isn't really getting away from that bitch fight. CC going for a slightly lower jump trajectory, and it does pay off. He comes a little bit closer. And also React is going very wide in this corner. That means Money is going to come even closer. This is a fight for position number 6. So definitely some important points here to gather for each of the players. All 3 of the players representing 3 different teams. So that is definitely going to have a... Oh! Big impact! As I say that, CC goes for a big impact into the wall right after the multi-lap transition. So CC is definitely out of this right now. So the battle will continue with 2 players only. We have React and Money, the 2 Germans, battling it out here for position number 6. Let's have a look at the top. Is there something happening?
Yeah, Vinny must have made a mistake. He's not second anymore. Sora instead took over second. Coco with a good lead now. Vinny only third.
So yeah, Vinny must have done a mistake in order to lose that second position, which Sora now occupies with a 1 second lead over Vinny.
So much turnarounds, and it's just 9 finished laps till now.
Yep, indeed.
So not even half through. So a lot can still happen here in this race.
Definitely. I mean, there are a couple of pretty difficult parts here on this track, especially the multi-lap transition, where you don't really have a lot of room to adjust your line. Pretty much need to nail it immediately. Need to kind of dedicate to your line, not really go for any adjustments. So if that goes wrong, then it is very likely that you go full stopping into the wall. Alright, let's have a look. Wind and CC are still pretty close to each other. Wind is actually coming a lot closer to CC. So this is the battle for position number 9. The Swedish player for Team M&M, also playing in the stadium environment. And then we have CC, also a stadium player for Team Q, also representing Huntmania.
Yeah, they are actually in the same team. So it doesn't really matter in which order they finish. But of course, nice fight between the 2 teammates.
Definitely. Oh, Wind. Oh, but CC doing another mistake at that exact same point. He definitely doesn't like this one, that's for sure. So CC will lose a couple of seconds here to his teammates. but no position is lost, so it won't really matter too much right now. Wind is improving his local record. He wants to improve. Goes for a 101.39. No, 31. That's a pretty solid time in my books. Do we have any other fights right now? Coco has extended his lead now. He's 3 seconds ahead of Sora, who is continuing to drive on solid pace. The Twister Eagles driver, also German, in his Ferrari car skin. Vinny not too far behind, 1.4 seconds according to the previously passed checkpoint. On 4th place we have Shemps.
Oh, there's
we
a
have
mistake.
Yakusi. As I spectate him, we see him at very, very low speed. Not sure what happened there, but Yakusi will drop down several positions. He went from 5th to 8th place. That was very, very costly for the Dutch player. So Rex will take over 5th place. He has been finding himself in the back of the field for the first 12 laps. Now he is moving up the rankings.
Yep.
Thanks to mistakes by other players.
Definitely a good comeback by him. Was 10th for a long time. Now he's 5th, right behind his teammate. So they will score decent points if it ends like this.
Yep.
While the teammate from Coco is only 8th at the moment. The teammate from Sora is 11th. And Vinny's teammate is on 7th, so it's also like in the Premier League match, it's kinda close in points after this one, if the positions remain like this, but probably they won't. We saw many mistakes. Now, for example, Money overtook Irex, and React is also very close to Irex.
This is indeed a battle we have to look out for. This is not decided yet. We still have 11 laps to go, so this is definitely going to be interesting to see. We have React actually not nailing the transition into the banked corner that nicely, so he will lose a little bit of speed there, but he is definitely still able to catch up in case Money or Rex make a mistake up front. Lap number 14. No mistakes being made here. Yakuzi with the 6th local record, 101.51. That is a solid time as well.
Wow. CC is incredibly far behind. He must have had a huge mistake. He's 48 seconds behind the leader and 27 seconds behind Wind with who he was battling like 3 laps ago.
Indeed, 3 laps ago it was a back and forth between Wind and CC. Now CC is 27 seconds behind. So after the initial mistake, I actually caught on tape. I think he made some extra mistakes on top of that.
But he will still overlap Wolf. So there is no danger from behind.
That's true.
Does Wolf have enough speed for this jump? That was where he made a 360 in the early stages of the race. Because I'm not sure if you have low speed, what you have to do in that jump.
I didn't see if there was a different route.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Wolf has a distance to Coco of 1 minute 51 seconds. So it won't take long, and oh, Wolf with another mistake. Now probably he doesn't even respawn, he just crossed the checkpoint. So Coco will overlap him a second time very soon.
And actually, let's have a look at the battle for first place, because the gap has shrunk to 0.7 seconds between Coco and Vinny. So this is definitely something we have to keep an eye on, because one mistake could possibly decide the outcome of this battle. Lap number 16. As we see Vinny going for a risky line over the rocks. I'm pretty sure if you're unlucky you can get a slowdown there, so not sure if it's really worth risking over the rocks there, but players still decide to do it. Coco keeping his lead here, 0.8 seconds. We go into the next checkpoint. Now 1 second of a gap between Vinny and Coco.
Probably Sora also had a little mistake as he was in front of Vinny.
Yep.
But now it's a kinda big gap of 3 seconds. I think Vinny just has low speed. He might have had a little mistake there. He's over a second now behind Coco.
I think Vinny in general has slower lines than Coco, especially in the upcoming corner right here, as we've already seen that in the previous laps. Coco goes for a wider line while Vinny does not really go for it. I mean, Vinny kinda improved now, but it's still not as optimal as it could be. So I think Coco is faster. But there might be a couple of tiny wall touches coming into play here. So.
Oh, Vinny
Oh,
touched.
Vinny made a mistake right there. Yes, indeed.
Mm.
Very, very tiny wall touch, but it will cost him quite a little bit of time.
But yeah, if you have a look at the local records, Coco seems to be the fastest player, but of course Vinny probably trained on another server, so we don't really know his real personal best. But he didn't improve his 101.29, and there's still a huge gap to the local record by Coco. So it might be that Coco is the faster player, but he also made a mistake surely, that Vinny came so close again. However, now it's over 2 seconds again after Vinny's touch in the previous lap. And yeah, now it's just 7 laps remaining for the players.
And yeah, Vinny continues to lose time. It's 2.4 seconds now. I think Vinny was kind of trying to push it, but it didn't really work out for the German player. So Coco is a little bit safer, but as you already said, Marius, there's still 6 laps. And in 6 laps, a lot can happen. So this is still not decided yet, I would say.
There's also a close fight, soon maybe, between Sora and Prems.
Yeah, I just switched to Prems. This could also develop into an interesting fight. The gap is only 0.6 seconds between Sora and Prems. So this could potentially turn out to be a nice battle towards the end of the race as well.
So then there's a huge gap. Wow, the top 4 are within 4.7 seconds. And then the 5th place driver is 21 seconds behind first.
Oh my god.
That's such a huge gap. And
Indeed.
It's actually close. Wind made some kind of comeback, but probably just because others crashed. So Wind overtakes now and gets
Wind.
5th place. Well, he was so far behind for some time, but now gets to 5th place.
Oh, and look at that risky line by Wind. He really was risking it for the biscuit here, and it did pay off. The team M&M player is going up to 5th place. And will also go for another overlap on Wolf.
So behind them we have Jacuzzi, but he has some kind of gap still, 3 seconds to react. Next one is Irex. He is far behind Jacuzzi. So there's another huge distance between the players, but Irex is fighting with Money, who lost some positions. He is down to 9th. Irex, who went to 5th for a short moment, is also down to 8th now, so they both fell down in the previous laps. But they are still fighting.
Indeed, they are. Ooh, that was very close by Money. Almost hit the wall, but he will catch up a little bit to Rex. Or Irex. Not actually sure what's the exact name. Oh my god. He almost hit the tree. That was like super close by Rex. So Money will take the advantage. Nah, that was a bit too tight. So he will lose what he could possibly gain at that sector.
It's probably just Rex. If
I guess.
See it on the website. His login is Timon Rexos. And it's just Rex as nickname. But
entering lap 21, we have Vinny 2.2 seconds behind Coco, so the gap has remained roughly the same. However, Vinny's coming a little bit closer. Not really too much though. Oh, Shams has overtaken Sora for 3rd place. So Sora must have done a mistake somewhere in the previous laps. Shams has been on 3rd already in this match, and now he is back. So this match has been, or this whole race has been a back and forth between all of the positions pretty much. Like all of the positions except 1st and last changed pretty much all of the time.
Oh,
Sora with another extra mistake. I mean, he got nothing to lose, so he can just go for the risk, but...
he can't really lose a position from here on. But he doesn't know. I'm sure he doesn't know that there is such a huge gap behind him.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, he's doing additional mistakes there.
Yeah.
Little wall touches on the inside and he will lose more and more time. Ah, bit uncommon for Sora. But maybe he's not that prepared than in other races in the past.
Yeah, we never know how much practice the players actually put. But we know for sure that Coco has been well prepared. He has driven a great race so far. He only has 2 laps remaining until he crosses the finish line. So he has done a great race together with Vinny, who is still 2.5 seconds behind. So the gap has remained the same throughout the past couple of Lappuccinos. We have a fight for position number 8 between Rex and Manny, and also React is still there. So this fight has still been keeping intact for the last laps. So the players are now approaching the last couple of laps, and now it is time to save it. Or to risk it.
Ah, but that means it was Wind overtaking React for 5th place, but now Jacuzzi is in front of React. So React also made a mistake, falling behind Jacuzzi.
Oh, Manny with a wall touch there. We'll lose a little bit of time here on the long stretch through lap 23. But yeah, you're right, Marius. React definitely made a mistake somewhere. Jacuzzi is far away from Wind. That is like 2 seconds, almost.
Well, that's not far away on this map, as we've seen 20 seconds gaps already.
Well, yeah, that's a point. That is a point indeed.
So, Coco is in the last lap. Still 2 seconds ahead of Vinny.
Yep, he can take it easy. He has no urge to risk anything at this point. He can just drive his lap and finish this one off. Gonna be very important points for Team Door. Jacuzzi, his teammate, is on 6th, so I think that is a pretty good point gain for Team Door.
Oh, Irex! He's standing in front of the finish. He made a huge mistake. So he's falling behind Money.
Alright, Coco approaching the last slide. Avoid the walls, there you go, and Coco on the last stretch into the finish line, and he will take 1st place in a solid fashion. 24 minutes, 0.45, 0.54, followed by Vinny, 2.64 seconds behind. Then we have Pshems on 3rd place, followed by Zora on 4th, Wind being the next one on the chopping block, entering the last drift now. Of course, the infamous 23-second gap right here. Wind.
Well, we just got the arrow page of Mania Planet. This black window.
Nice.
So
Jacuzzi on 6th. Then we have React on 7th place. Rex finishing on 8th. Going through the last turn.
So he overtook Money again. Money made another mistake in the last lap.
Probably, yes. Money on 9th place. And he immediately leaves the server. That is probably not that great of a performance for his standards. So Money on 9th. Then we have CC on 10th place. And the last remaining player is going to be Wolf, who is in lap 23 still. But he will have plenty of time to finish and get the points home for his team.
It's not like in F1 that he also saw the checkered flag now. No, he still has to do all the 24 laps himself. Maybe he can improve his local again. He's already faster than the map builder in the locals. Oof.
Oh, that is not that good of a line.
So, but like in the Premier League, in the first 5 positions we have 5 different teams. But definitely Team Door is doing the most points because they have 1st and 6th. Then 2nd and 7th for the Smurf team. They will be 2nd. Now, wow, it's like, if you see that on the table, on the scoreboard, left, right, it's always, in the top 3 places, it's always the teammates.
Oh, yeah.
Coco Yakuzi, Winnie React, Shams and Rex.
Indeed. What a funny coincidence.
Yeah, also Wind and Cece. It's just Sora and Money, which doesn't fit.
Alright, here we go, Wolf. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock. Will he make this jump? Yes, he will. Wolf about to finish this race. Very well done by him.
Whoa.
Ooh, some
Sick
spicy lines here by Wolf. He really goes for the biscuit here.
Is that an PB best?
And
No.
there you go. It is not a PB, but Wolf will finish on last place with a time of 27 minutes 54.08. GG. That was the Open League 1, Playday 1 in the group stage of the Canyon Endurance Premiership hosted by Smurfs.
So next match will start at past, so we still have a break of 13 minutes from now on.
Indeed. So upcoming will be the Open League 2 on another track, which we're going to see in a minute.
Yeah,
And that
track
is
by Voyager. Very good track, as far as I know. But we all know that Voyager is building very nice tracks. So it's not a big surprise. Will be an interesting match for sure.
Alright, I'm gonna get a drink and then I'll be right back.
Hello chat. So which teams will we see in the next Open League match? There will be Smurfen Net 3, Twister Eagles 2, Smurfen Net 2, then HDMI, Sozialschmarotzers and Stand-Ins. So the main favorites in this Open League are Stand-Ins. They have Voyager playing, probably also playing his own map. I see him joining on the server. Beside Voyager they also have Camo, Benzo and Fatkid. Camo very sick player, but I'm not sure how much he played in the previous months. However, I remember he was very quick. Also Benzo is known for endurance races. And yeah, Fatkid has also been playing a lot of Canyon tournaments in the past. Then HDMI, a team by consisting of Hazard, Dederic, Minato and Ikis. They are also opting for the top 2, I guess, in this Open League. And we have the Sozialschmarotzers with Robbie. Yeah, that is a funny name, yeah.
I didn't even see that. Sick. Yo, by the way, S, thank you very much for the raid of 22 people. Hope you had a good stream yourself.
Yeah, Sozialschmarotzers are consisting of Robbie, who is very good in endurance races, but he wasn't that active also for a long time. Then John Boy, don't know him that well, and Earth Nut Consumptioner with the lock-in Sozialschmarotzer. No idea who that is, but I know that Robbie is good.
No.
And the other three teams, the two remaining Smurfen teams. Let's see. We have a Smurfen team consisting of Haxe, Solide Seehund, S and Gigik.
Boy.
And we have a team consisting of Eric, Timania, Kuso and Ice9. They might also do very well. Eric is well known in Canyon. He can do good times, I'm sure, also Timania. And yeah, the second team of Twister Eagles, they didn't set a time in the qualification, but I see them already on the server, Kantiran and Ikanix. They probably will occupy the last positions in the race, but we will see.
If you still want further information, you can hit !SCL in the chat for the official website with all of the information you need in case you want to look that up again. It is SCL. Suck, cock, light. Alright, so 8 more minutes until we start with the Open League 2. So you can already get yourself familiar with the track, which is going to be another track in this map pack. Going to be Kloof or Kloof by Voyager himself.
That nickname by Ikanix.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Nah, Ansgar didn't put it on purpose, otherwise the title would be longer than your schlong. For a moment I thought you by Eric you meant Swedish Eric from back in the days. If you remember.
Yeah, that one also
Eric.
exists, but I think this one is also okay.
This one is also okay.
Yeah.
That kind of sounded weird. But yeah, this Eric right here is Dutch. There was an Eric from Sweden who was actually very good at Canyon back in the days. Was known for setting some very sick times in time attack. But I think now he's just playing Counter-Strike.
I see already Camo joining, so it might be Voyager and Camo playing, then there might be a chance for first and second. I'll definitely bet on a Voyager win on his own map.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, if that doesn't happen, then I don't know.
Voyager is a very sick player in Endurance. In the previous GrandFinals, he always did a great performance, but usually he's not training a lot. Only for the Grand Final, maybe a bit more. But in these matches, I don't think that he trains a lot. However, this is his own map, and when you build a map, then you drive it as well a lot.
Yep.
So here he doesn't have to train, especially for this track. He is trained from building it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, building a track is very good practice. Not gonna lie. Like, by just building the track and testing it over and over again, you just know it at some point. Like, you know every in and out of your own track. So this is definitely what's gonna apply to Voyager at this point. By the way, thank you, riolu #1 fan, for the second month of resub. I still wish who you are. I wish I knew who you are. But thank you very much for the resub. That is greatly appreciated. Let's make it many more. Alright, so 5 more minutes. And then we're gonna start the race with another 24 laps of pure canyon adrenaline.
Okay, it seems that Kamo is not driving for stand-in. It will be Benzo. He's currently warming up. Then we have S and Kuso and Eric. They all, also GG, they are all warming up. We have Minato playing for HDMI, it seems. And I saw Ikas joining. But he's not playing. That might mean that he is not driving. Maybe the Derek is driving. We will see.
The big question is, will the Derek rage quit? That is the biggest question of today.
Yeah,
Will the Derek rage quit?
We could do a stroll pull.
Who is being spectated? This is Icanix. We can just call him Weird Smiley Guy.
I like the nickname Icanix.
Yep. It is basically a very odd way of saying ich kann nichts in German, which means I can't do anything, like I'm bad, sort of. So this is a very creative nickname right here. So the little guy is supposed to be like I, and then the car is K, and then nix. Get it? Probably not. Is this cup spectatable for everyone? Yes, on this live stream. Looks like John Boy is gonna be without his teammate in this race.
Is Robbie not here?
Apparently not.
Oh.
That is very unlucky.
Yeah, I wanted to see Robbie because he's pretty good in endurance.
Hey riolu, do you know if anyone from Trackmania's Pro Scene uses the gamepads? The majority do. Including me, including Marius, who is co-casting right here. The majority of the players use a gamepad. There is a tiny fraction who use keyboard, but gamepad is very, very frequent in this game. Hello Vinny. Hello riolu #1 fan. And everyone else. We are about to start the Open League 2 in the first Playday of the Canyon Endurance Premiership.
So on the qualifications, by the way, stand-ins was on 8th position. Then we have the Sozialschmarotzers on 10th, around 1 second slower over the 2 qualification maps. And on 12th place was HDMI. But of course that doesn't have to do anything with the performance that they will do now in the endurance race and on another map. But might be just an interesting information where they were qualified for this.
By the way, Light, just to clarify, I'm not driving right now. So, in case you thought I'm driving right now, no, I'm not. Alright, so there's going to be a restart and then we go live in this race. 24 laps coming up here at your screens. Gonna be a good one. 1 lap of warm-up. We have 11 players again, since one of the teams is missing a player. It's gonna be 11 drivers on the track again.
Oh, I see Smeety on the server.
Yeah, I don't know why he's there in first place. But yeah, maybe streaming or a teammate of someone, maybe in, nah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't see his name in one of the teams.
No, me neither. Maybe a mental coach for S or something. I don't know.
Okay. So who's playing? We have Voyager, Kantiran, Benzo, Icanix, S, Ikes, Kuso, Minato, Gigi, Eric, and John Boy. So I have no idea how good John Boy is, but we will find out.
Yep. Not sure if I've ever seen him in any competition, but right now it looks pretty good in the warm-up round. So let's kick it off right here. Good luck, have fun. This is going to be the last race of this Playday. And here we go, Open League 2 of the first Playday in the Canyon Endurance Premiership hosted by the Smurfs. This is the Open League 2, and we're going to kick it off with 24 laps on SCL Kloof by Voyager, who's also driving himself. And we saw a late start by Kantiran for Team Twister Eagles.
Is that like a trick?
I have no idea why that is, but that is a late start again by a Twister Eagle player. Alright, everybody is off to a good start. Still a very close pack here as we go through the first couple of corners. We see Gigi making a mistake there, drops down in speed by quite a little bit there on the long platform part. Currently having a look at Kuso for Team Smurfin 2. On 7th place, going on to the off-road section. Want to go for some nice, smooth and tight lines around the corner. Very nicely done. Oh, Ikes with a wall touch will get overtaken by Kuso. This is a very fast-paced track, I would say. So, crashing will be pretty costly, because it will take a while to get back to the originated speed. So Kuso going up to 6th place. Voyager is on 1st. The guy who built this map, of course, maybe a little bit in an advantage here. But Voyager, like, regardless whether it's his map or not, he's a great player. Also in endurance formats or other environments, Voyager is always striving for the top positions. So Voyager now dropping down to 2nd place. As I say that, we have Eric for Team Smurf 2 going for the overtake, but this is actually neck and neck right here. Eric going for a slightly tighter line. Very, very similar line choices here. This is only 100th between them. 8,000ths of a second at the checkpoint. This is definitely a very close battle as of now.
Yeah,
Voyager
Eric is
will
also
now... Oh, Voyager for a completely different line there. But in the end, they all end up at pretty much the same speed.
And John Boy is not far away from these two guys. 7/10. And then there's a gap to Minato. He's 1 second behind John Boy, and Minato is fighting with Benzo.
Indeed, let's have a look at that
4th.
battle. Battle for 4th. We have Benzo being in a slight advantage here, going into lap number 3. Gets this draft a lot better. Nicely done, also by Minato, who is still keeping up with Benzo. Let's have a look at him. Minato for Team HDMI. Oh, Benzo goes for a slightly different line. Minato has to kind of save it there. Had to lift off the acceleration there a little bit to avoid hitting the wall. So Minato will drop down a little bit here. But he is still in reach to Benzo. I'm going to switch back to the fight for first place. We have Voyager and Eric still being inside of each other. No Kappa Pride intended. Oh, but Eric kind of messes up the downhill now. I think he was going for a no-slide strat, but he didn't really get it. So Eric will lose a little bit of time here, but he comes closer again. 2500ths of a second between Voyager and Eric. Voyager hissing the flag for Norway. Then we have Eric for the Netherlands. Followed by the German player John Boy, who is still keeping up pretty nicely, 1.3 seconds behind as we enter lap number 4. Benzo currently with the fastest time of the race, 107.04. Then we have Ikis just clocking in a 107.05. So pretty nice times there by the players already. The local one is a 106.50 by Eric. So that seems to be a fairly decent time.
And Ika's showing that he has a good pace, but after his mistake in the start, he finds himself only on 7th. Maybe we will see some kind of comeback there. He's definitely one of the best players here on the field. But one more mistake and he might completely lose the contact to the places in front.
Indeed. Actually, funny thing, we now have another quite big gap, similar to what we had in the Open League 1. So, oh, Minato actually with a big mistake, as I was about to mention the gap between Minato and S, which was pretty big already. We have Minato making a very, very big mistake, and he gets overtaken by 2 people at the same time. So S and Ikis will capitalize from Minato's mistake, which was very badly positioned. It was on the long platform part. Minato for Team HDMI dropping down to 7th place. He was on 4th. So that is not very spicy. Then we have Kuso on 8th place, who is 7 seconds behind Minato. Jijik, Kuso's teammate, also behind, another additional 4 seconds. Then we have Ikanix with his amazing BMW car skin on 10th place, already 20.9 seconds behind the leader of the race. And Kantiran in this whatever car this is supposed to be, Ford GT. On last place, 57 seconds behind already.
Ikanix actually getting very close to GG, so that it's not really clear that the Twist Eagle guys will be the last 2 in this race. Actually, Ikanix is kind of close to GG here.
Currently having a look at Ikis, who is slowly but surely closing into S for position number 5, entering lap number 6. So we have a quarter of the race done.
Oh, Ikis!
And as I say that, Ikis goes for a complete crash into the wall. Went way too wide, completely misjudged the exit of the corner, and that is going to put him in a very bad situation. This track is very, very momentum based, so one big mistake like that is immediately going to cost you like 5 seconds or something. So Ikis will drop down to position number 7. Minato will rank up 1 position, goes up to 6.
Benzo overtook John Boy for 3rd place.
And just a quick mention that Voyager has set a new local 1 time of 106.43. So that is definitely a very, very good time by Voyager 006, who is extending his lead over Eric 1.1 seconds already. Very nicely done by the Norwegian player.
Well, they already overlapped Kantiran, and it was just a quarter of the race. So there might be 4 overlaps in the end.
Technically, mathematically, yes. Let's see if that's going to be happening in the end. Still 1 second between Voyager and Eric. Both seem to be pretty much on the same pace. Seems like Voyager just has that little bit of an extra spark in his engine to go a little bit faster. As we can see, or judge by the local record he just set. Oh, Eric gonna lose a lot of time with this accidental slide. I think that is something that Eric is doing wrong, or at least goes for unnecessary risk, because as you can see, if you don't get the no slide on the downhill, then you're gonna end up auto sliding and lose at least 0.2 of a second, which is definitely not what you want. So Eric will continue to lose a little bit of time, 1.3 seconds entering lap number 8. Then we have Benzo, 3 seconds behind almost on 3rd place. John Boy is not too far behind, so a little mistake by Benzo or a super quick lap time by John Boy could change this whole thing up a little bit. Then we have a 4-second gap down to Minato. Another 2 seconds down to Ikis, who is on 6th place. The Austrian player for Team HDMI finds himself behind his own teammates. So HDMI occupying positions number 5 and 6 at this point.
And S made a huge mistake probably. Is now far behind Ikis and Minato. But yeah, then there are additional big gaps. Chichikas 11 seconds behind S.
Yep. Oh, Kuso with a big mistake
I
right
also
there.
saw that. And Icanix is overtaking.
Indeed, indeed. So Icanix goes up to position number 9. And he is actually going for the overtake on his own teammate
Yeah.
in just a few corners.
Whoa.
Oh, as we say that. Kanti run with a complete full stop. And yes, that is the overlap we were talking about. Let's have a look. Do we have any fights ongoing right now? 2.1 seconds already. 2.2 seconds behind between Eric and Voyager. And Eric did the same mistake again. He just doesn't seem to realize that that line makes him lose 0.3 every lap towards the Voyager. So, yeah, pretty unfortunate that that part completely messes up the race for Eric, pretty much.
John Boy fall back more and is now right ahead of Minato. He's now 3.4 seconds behind Benzo. See. Oh, Benzo with a mistake. So now it's very close between
Indeed, you
these
jinxed
three
it,
players.
Marius. Oh boy, let's have a look. The battle for 4th place is hot and spicy.
Yeah, for 3rd now. 3rd,
For
4th,
3rd,
and
indeed.
5th.
Let's have a look at Minato. He is lurking in the shadows, waiting for a mistake to happen because Benzo and John Boy are really gonna have the hot pursuit of their lives right now.
And Ikas is also not that far behind, so there's everything possible for the 3rd position in the end. Currently Benzo is still occupying it, and that would be good points for the team stand-in. With 1st place and 3rd place currently.
But the battle for 3rd is on. Benzo versus John Boy.
John Boy has a better local by...
Oh, but John Boy going for a touch on the inside. That was a little bit too optimistic right there. He tried to go a little too tight to the wall and hit it. As a result, so he's gonna lose a little bit of time, but that was definitely not the worst place to crash in.
There comes Minato.
Minato will obviously capitalize from that. So this is exactly what I've been mentioning a lap ago. Minato is lurking in the shadows and waiting for mistakes by the players in front of him. So Minato will currently occupy 4th place. John Boy going for a little brake tap, going from the road onto the platform. Not really sure if that is needed. So John Boy will lose a little bit of time here additionally on top of that. Oh my god, John Boy was like inside the game right there. Very, very close cornering by John Boy and still able to keep himself on the track. And goes very wide on the exit, going for a slide. And Minato goes for the no slide. That definitely paid off. Minato will extend his lead over John Boy. But this is definitely not over yet. This race is not even halfway through. Lap 11 out of 24.
Ouch. I just wanted to see how far is Ikas behind those guys. It's 16 seconds! What? What did Ikas do? He was very close to Minato. Like 2 laps ago, and now the gap to 5th place is 16 seconds for Ikas.
Oh boy.
So he's
That-
basically out of it.
Yep, that must have been a banger of a mistake. As we see just another overtake on Kantiran. As we see S improving her time. Local number 7, 107.38. That is a very good time. Oh, John Boy gets the snap to the right. That was very, very bad. And this is going to cost him like almost 10 seconds. That was a humongous mistake by John Boy. And not sure if he's going to get overtaken by Ikas.
Nah.
No.
But
That is way too far, but still, very, very unfortunate mistake.
at least he's not the only one who respawned at that checkpoint. Kantrian did as well. Right behind him.
Wow.
Yeah, lap 12 and we have the second overlap of Kantrian. It might be really 4 overlaps.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, basically the mistake by John Boy was that he steered right as his drift ended, and the Canyon car tends to overreact in these situations, so whenever you slide out of a drift, or when the car goes out of the drift, then for a small period of time the car will have full grip. And John Boy simply didn't calculate that, so he basically ended his drift and started steering immediately after that. So he got the 100% turning at a spot where he really didn't need it. So he just went straight into the wall. There was no possible human way of saving that, so he just went straight into the wall. Had to watch the world burn down for him. But yeah, anyway, let's have a look at Minato, who is actually coming closer to Benzo. The position number 3 is still being fought for. Both players with solid lap times. Minato clocking a flat 109 in lap number 13. And he is coming closer and closer and closer. Small steps. Going onto the long platform part, Minato going for a slightly different line. Benzo might have a little bit more exit speed, but it is not really that big of a difference. Going onto the off-road part, also very important to maintain your speed. Benzo goes a little wider, will go for the slide, while Minato goes for the no slide. And we have seen that the no slide is riskier, but it will probably be faster if you nail it right. So Minato will stay right behind.
Ooh.
Goes for the no slide. Oh, that is a very interesting line. He goes for the no slide on the banking, but not really sure if that is faster or slower. It seems to be pretty much on par with a nicely executed drift. But nice to see different line choices by the two players. And Minato will actually come closer. 106.88 in the previous lap. That was very good by Minato. The German player for Team HDMI is coming closer, and he wants this third place. You can see it. He wants it. And he goes for it. Minato goes wide here at the exit, and he might have a little bit more speed. Oh, but Benzo coming back. Benzo coming back, and he recovers. But Minato with a better line again. Minato going for third place again. That was a much superior line. Entering the platform corner, and he will also get more speed out of this part. But Benzo with the inside line. This is neck and neck right now. Benzo and Minato. Oh, Minato going very wide here. That might have been a little too wide right there. So Benzo will capitalize from that, and the gap between them will be roughly 0.2 seconds again. And here we see the different line. As you can see, the speed outcome is pretty much the same. So it doesn't really matter what you do. Just gotta do what you feel most comfortable with, I guess.
I believe in this block that drift at higher speeds is faster, even though a no-slide line still works. I learned that in earlier league maps, at least.
Yeah.
Not sure if it's still the same in MP4.
I would say yes. Oh, Minato going for the overtake again. He got much more speed out of that section. And Benzo will have to eat his dust temporarily. But Benzo comes back, goes for the inside line. This is neck and neck again. Lap number 16. And we have this fight between two players fighting for position number 3. This is amazing to see. Minato in third place right now. 1/10 ahead of Benzo. going on to the off-road part again. Here we're going to see the different lines again. Minato going for a nice, tight, no-slide line. And as you can see, this is exactly what I've told you. This is the difference. If you get it right, it will be faster. Oh, Benzo. He's still there. He is still there. Goes a bit wider, tries to collect some extra speed, but it's not enough to catch up to Minato yet. 107.23 by Benzo. That was definitely not the fastest lap we've seen. So Minato had the better lap. And we have 7 more to go. Oh, Benzo goes for a very wide line and he has a lot of speed now. Will he be able to work with the speed? Has to back off there a little bit. Didn't really come a lot closer. Oh, Minato goes over the border of the platform and he gets the slowdown. That is definitely an unnecessary risk at that point, because going over such edges will of course be a risk, because your wheels can get stuck there and will cause a slowdown. So this is exactly what happened to Minato, and Benzo will capitalize from that.
I just
Almost
had
a
a look.
second.
It's like the only battle we have. Yeah, there are huge gaps between all the other players.
Oh, Voyager with a spicy time. 106.39 improves his time by 0.04 of a second. So Voyager continues to outrun everyone on this track. 4.3 seconds between first and second. Eric continuing to lose time. Voyager simply is faster.
But Eric is also doing a great job. He didn't do a big mistake yet.
Yep.
And is close to Voyager in terms of pace. Just that one part where he multiple times lost some time. They had probably the wrong choice for the lines that he takes there. Voyager is just drifting it and not trying to no-slide.
Alright, will we see Minato coming back though? He did decrease the gap from 7/10 down to 5/10. So Minato is definitely faster, I would say. Not by much, but he is faster. And we still have 6 laps to go, so maybe it's gonna be close at the end again. If Minato continues to keep up the good pace, he has nothing to lose basically, because the gap down to the next player is almost 20 seconds. So even if Minato risks and potentially ends up making mistakes, he's not going to lose anything. So I think Minato is definitely in the position to risk. And judging by the lap times, he maybe doesn't even have to risk that much, because he is naturally faster than Benzo, and we can see that he is slowly but surely catching up.
Ikas with a very nice time. But... Oh, not but. He already overtook John Boy, so John Boy made another mistake. He's now roughly 2 or 3 seconds, 3 seconds maybe, behind Ikas. I wait for the next checkpoint, 2.5 seconds. So that was a position change in the previous laps. And it's good for HDMI. They have the positions 4 and 5 at the moment. Maybe they can reach 3rd and 5th in the end, and then they will have good points and will be second behind Stand-in.
Benzo was slacking in that drift a lot, and Minato is coming closer now. Lap number 20, and we have a sick battle for position number 3 once again. 20 laps into an endurance race, and we have this. Minato going super close to the border, and it did actually pay off the German player for Team HDMI going up to 3rd place. But this is not over yet, because we have Benzo going for a better exit line, and he will be back on 3rd place. Holy shit. This is the battle of the evening right now. Once again, Minato going for the no-slide. Benzo goes for the slides.
But okay, in the Premier League match we had lots of those battles.
Yeah, just that I didn't see them.
Yeah.
So Benzo now having that 0.4 of a advantage again. as we enter lap number 21. But this is not over yet, let me tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the top 10 anime battles. Overtake on Kuso. Oh, Minato going for a little bit too much of a counter steer there. So he's not really going to gain a lot in this section.
Oh, Minato!
Oh,
He
where
got
was
a-
the drift? Oh, no!
He definitely got a
Minato.
nose slide there. The
Yes,
brake
he was,
trick.
exactly, he was trying to snap from the right drift into the left one. Notice that he got the nose slide and then drifted a bit too late. He could have saved it if he turned a bit more, but unfortunately he ended up hitting the wall on the outside. So this might be the end. So Benzo is now in a 2-second advantage. He can take it easy. He does not have to take any risks anymore, because losing 2 seconds by just driving a little safe is definitely not going to happen. Voyager clocking in another local one, 106.37, another 16,000th of a second improvement. Very nicely done. And finds himself 5.6 seconds ahead of Eric. But this could very well be the GG at this point. 22 out of 24 laps.
Oh, what do I see here? Ikas made another mistake, is behind Jomboy again. So that's back and forth between those two players. Especially Ikas, he did a lot of mistakes in this race. And always big mistakes, for sure. I'm also wondering, yeah, Kantiran is not playing anymore.
Oh, Kantiran, what happened there? That is unfortunate, because that's going to be 0 points for his participation.
Yeah, it's not
The rulebook-
75% of the race.
Exactly, the rulebook says that you need to complete 75% of the race to be taken into account in case of a disconnect, for example.
Well, John Boy with a mistake and now Ikas with a mistake. John Boy must have lost a lot of seconds in this round, in this lap, but Ikas clipped the edge in the left turn on the platform and lost a lot of speed before that long full speed section. So now he's behind again, but it's not much, and Ikas is very fast. We've seen his local record.
Yes.
So he might catch up. It's just 9/10 of a second.
Oh,
And-
John Boy is slow though. Ikas, however, with a very, very bad exit out of the platform corner. So that could have been a lot better by him. By Ikas. Oh, John Boy with a mistake on the inside of the checkpoint. And Voyager clocking in another fastest lap time. He is on another level right now, 106.30. Nicely done by Voyager. But yeah, John Boy with a mistake as we switched on to him. Hits the inside of the checkpoint. Turned in a little bit too early. So this battle turned around.
Yeah, and if they continue like this, then there comes S from behind
Yep.
and might take over these positions, because it was a big gap for a long time, but now it's just a few seconds, like 5 seconds.
I mean, it would be actually amazing to see S overtake those two. So
Yeah.
I'm cheering for S. Oh, goes for a mistake, so maybe not.
But John Boy looked so strong and consistent for a very long time in this race, and with his first mistake, it just went downhill.
Yep, indeed.
I mean,
But I
now
think
he's
that is-
48 seconds behind Voyager, and for a long time he was still in reach.
That is mainly, I would say, because he's just not experienced in competitive play whatsoever. I think this is really like the first competition he participates in, or one of the first. So I think he's just not able to either handle pressure or just be consistent in first place, or recovering mentally after a mistake.
So we have already the first finishers. Oh,
Indeed.
oh, it was so close between Eric and Benzo. Eric made a huge mistake. He's just 1 second ahead of Benzo in the finish.
Yeah, Eric must have done a big mistake somewhere in the last laps, but he is on second place. So Voyager will win the race in front of Eric, Benzo, Minato, Ikas will be next up. Last turn coming up for him. And there he goes. 27 minutes, 0.32, 0.70.
So, and we can try to remember Voyager's time, because this one will be difficult to beat for some of the Premier League players, I'm sure.
That's for sure. Voyager definitely, without any mistake in this race, flawless performance by the Norwegian player. So we should definitely note down the time. S finishing, followed by G-Geek.
Kinda
Kuso
long track if we compare it with
next.
other maps. 106, over 106 for a single lap. The previous race was 24 minutes 45 seconds. So it was like 2 minutes less in total.
And here we go with Kuso. Clocking in position number 9 for Team Smurf 2. Then we have Mr. BMW, Icanix, on position number 10. And that's going to be it. Since Kantiran decided to retire, Icanix was the last one to finish, and that's going to be the GG for the Open League 2 in Playday 1 of the Smurfin Canyon Endurance Premiership. GG.
GG.